Hello, and welcome to Electro Nerds Academy. In this video, we'll be interfacing another motor driver with an Arduino, the L298. This is the motor driver module we'll be working with, featuring the L298 chip at its center with a robust heatsink. The L298 chip is an H-bridge motor driver capable of driving two DC motors, offering more power than the L293. The L298N supports a supply voltage range of 5 volts to 35 volts and can deliver a peak current of 3 amps and continuous current of up to 2 amps per channel, which is significantly higher than the 600 milliamps limit of the L293. The L298N motor driver module is powered through a 3-pin screw terminal. It has 2 main power pins, VS and VSS. The VS pin powers the IC's H-bridge, which drives the motors and can accept input voltages between 5 volts and 12 volts. The VSS pin supplies power to the logic circuitry and requires 5 volts to 7 volts. The ground, GND, pin is the common ground for the circuit. The module provides 2 output channels via screw terminals, with out 1 and out 2 designated for motor A and out 3 and out 4 for motor B. You can connect 2 DC motors rated between 5 volts and 12 volts to these terminals. Similar to the L293, this module features direction control pins and an enable pin for each channel. IN1 and IN2 control motor A, while IN3 and IN4 control motor B. The ENA and ENB pins are used to enable or disable the motors and also control their speed. By sending a PWM signal to these pins, you can precisely adjust the motor speed. The module typically comes with jumpers on the enable pins, connecting the enable pins to 5 volts. With the jumpers in place, the motors run at full speed. However, to control the speed programmatically, we'll need to remove these jumpers. The module also includes an onboard 5 volts regulator, which can be enabled or disabled via a jumper. When enabled, the regulator uses the motor power supply, VS, to provide a 5 volts to the internal logic circuit. Also in this case, the 5 volts input terminal can be used as an output pin, delivering 5 volts at 0.5 amps to power an Arduino or other circuitry that needs 5 volts power. If the jumper is removed, you'll need to supply 5 volts separately through the VSS pin. A word of caution: if your motor power supply is below 12 volts, you can leave the jumper in place. However, if it exceeds 12 volts, remove the jumper to avoid overheating and damaging the regulator. Never apply power to both the VSS and VS pins simultaneously while the jumper is in place. The L298N has a voltage drop of around 2 volts. This drop occurs because the internal switching transistors each have a voltage drop of about 1 volt when forward biased. Since the H-bridge design requires current to flow through 2 transistors, the total voltage drop amounts to 2 volts. This leads to noticeable power loss in the form of heat, which is why L298N-based motor drivers require a substantial heatsink. For example, if you supply 12 volts to the motor power terminal, the motors will actually receive only around 10 volts, preventing a 12-volt DC motor from reaching its full speed. To get the motor to perform at its maximum potential, the power supply voltage should be slightly higher, typically 2 volts more than the motor's rated voltage. So if you're using a 5 volts motor, the power supply should provide 7 volts. For a 12-volt motor, the supply voltage should be 14 volts. With that knowledge, let's connect the L298N module to our Arduino. First, connect the external 12 volts power source to the L298N. Attach the positive wire to the VS terminal and the negative wire to the GND terminal. Given the 2 volts drop, the motors will receive 10 volts, which is sufficient. Next, we'll supply 5 volts to the logic circuitry using the onboard 5 volts regulator by keeping the 5 volt EN jumper in place. Then, connect the Arduino's GND pin to the GND of the external power source. Also, remove the jumpers from the enable pins of both channels to allow for speed control via PWM. Now, let's connect the input and enable pins. Connect ENA, first channel enable, to Arduino pin 9, IN1 to pin 8, IN2 to pin 7, IN3 to pin 5, IN4 to pin 4, and ENB, second channel enable, to pin 3. Make sure both enable pins are connected to PWM-capable pins on the Arduino. Next, connect one motor to out 1 and out 2, and the other motor to out 3 and out 4. The connection order doesn't have to be exact. You can swap the motor terminals if needed. Now, let's move on to programming the Arduino. We'll use the same code from our previous video where we tested the L293 driver. First, we declare 3 integer variables to store the enable and control input pins for the first motor. Then, we declare 3 more variables to store the enable and control input pins for the second motor. In the setup function, set all these pins as outputs using pin mode. Set the control input pins of the IC to low initially so that the motor doesn't spin, and set the speed to 0 by sending a PWM value of 0% duty cycle using the analog write function on the 2 enable pins. In the loop function, turn on the first motor in one direction by sending a low signal to input 1 and a high signal to input 2. Similarly, for the second motor, send a low signal to input 3 and a high signal to input 4. Gradually accelerate the motor by increasing the PWM value from 0 to 255 using a for loop. Inside the loop, use the analog write function for both enable pins, with the loop variable controlling the PWM value. Add a delay of 100 milliseconds to see the speed ramp up gradually. At the end of this loop, we add a 200 millisecond delay. With the motor now running at full speed, the next step is to decelerate it smoothly to a stop. To achieve this, we add another for loop with a few adjustments. First, we initialize the count variable to 255, the maximum PWM value. We then adjust the loop condition so that it continues running as long as the count is greater than 0, decrementing the count with each iteration. Inside the loop, we again use the analog write function to set the PWM value for both enable pins, with the count variable controlling the speed. Adding a delay of 100 milliseconds between each iteration allows us to observe the motor gradually slowing down. Once the loop completes and the motor has stopped, we include an additional 200 millisecond delay to ensure a smooth transition. Next, we want to perform the same sequence but in reverse. First, we reverse the motor's direction by sending a high signal to input 1 and a low signal to input 2 for the first motor, opposite to what we did earlier. For the second motor, we send a high signal to input 3 and a low signal to input 4, reversing its spin as well. Now, we simply copy and paste the acceleration and deceleration loops, but this time the motor will ramp up and down in the reverse direction. Upload this code to your Arduino. After the upload, you'll see the motors start at 0 speed, gradually ramp up to full speed, hold that speed for a short period, and then decelerate back to 0. After a pause, the motors will repeat this process in the opposite direction, and the cycle will continue. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. We hope you found it helpful. Stay tuned for more videos, and we'll see you in the next one.